Welcome back to Ocean Pro in the south of France. Today what we're going to look at is what you need to carry on your jet ski to stay legal. And what we're using is the list produced by the Ministry of the Mayor in France. And we're just looking at the basic requirements to be 2 miles from a safe point, i.e. the port you started from. So one of the things you need to carry, and you'll find usually store this in the bow compartment of your PWC or your jet ski, is a fire extinguisher. So we've got our standard little 1 kilo dry powder fire extinguisher. So you're required to carry one of those. You also need to have a tow line, preferably a floating type, high visibility, so floating so it doesn't get caught up in your impeller or anything like that. So that needs to be on board as well. And a means of bailing out any water that gets in the craft. Yeah. Small bailer like that is quite useful to get in all the small spaces in your PWC. Bearing in mind safety considerations about not taking off your engine, your seats out at sea in case you get any further water in there. Okay. Also, you're going to need to have a kill cord and wear that. And now the requirement is actually legal requirement to wear a kill cord when you're on a PWC or small craft. And you also need to have a second one, so make sure you store that on board your PWC in logical places in the compartment in the bow there. So each person has to have a 50 Newton buoyancy aid, which is an impact resistant type designed to be used on a PWC. So you find that all this information on the inside. Here you go, 50 newtons, which just basically is the lifting force, and your CE markings there. You should make sure that you've got a compliant buoyancy aid. You should have, ideally having an attachment point for your PWC kill cord there. Yeah. So one of the things that does cause a little bit of confusion is there's a requirement in French waters that any water users have a means of lighting themselves up that's attached to their buoyancy aid or their life jacket or on their person. So here we've got a life jacket light that we can activate and deactivate by pressing the button. It doesn't actually need to be water activated, which is often causes a bit of confusion. It just needs to be a manually activated light. It can also be one of these glow stick types that you snap and hold up. And the reason, obviously you're not allowed to be out at sea on a PWC jet ski at night, but the reason for this rule is that a few years ago a couple went out on a jet ski, got separated from it. A search was organised and it went on all night, and they didn't find one of the people till the next day, and unfortunately they died by that point. So from then on the rule was that you need some means of illuminating yourself at night, so at least the rescue services can find you. So another requirement is that each rider wears a 2mm neoprene shorty wetsuit or long wetsuit, or just neoprene shorts. And the reason for this is that there's a danger that if you fall off at speed or anything like that, that water can enter the body. And you'll see the disclaimer notices on your PWC, if you've got a brand new one now, plenty of pictures and stickers to indicate that you should be doing that. And that is now law in France, that you wear at least 2mm neoprene protection. So I hope you found that useful. As we mentioned at the beginning, this is just the basic equipment you're required to have to be 2 miles from your starting point in French waters. You can, of course, add more equipment to be extra safe. Anyway, please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much.